Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. We better get right into it because it's the holidays. It really is the most magical time of the year, but we are here with the one and only. She's drinking her coffee, Miss Sarah Fraser.
I love having coffee talk with David Yontef. He is the best. You are the best. It is the holiday season. I'm like freaking out because I don't have any gift for you. You're like sort of the last person. Because there's just no in between with you. Okay. I am not at the point where I can buy my friends Louis Vuittons. I have to spend $60,000 on an egg donor, sweetie, to have a baby at 41. I cannot buy you a Louis. So I guess I'm just sending you my love this year. I keep going back and forth. I'm like, maybe I should, like, wouldn't it be funny if I just bought him one of his own sponsors' gifts? Like, he used to
Well, that would be, first of all, there's nothing better that you can get me. And second of all, yeah, I actually would love it if you bought me a sponsor gift. Look, we talked about
right.
uncommongoods.com/velvet last time, which you get 15% off this holiday
Out.
season. No, people, and then someone on Patreon is like, I thought we weren't paying for ads on Patreon. By the way, when you and I mention these sponsors, this is not an ad. For everyone listening to this on Patreon, if you want to know what an ad is, come on over to the free show and these people will tell you what an ad is. They start about 2 minutes and they last for like 90 minutes. So the fact that you're asking me what you should get me, to be honest with you, I would love for you to go to oneskin.co and I would love for you to use code velvet because honestly, like I just woke up after a hard night
Were you?
and I'm looking at my skin here and it's not horrible. And it's because, honest to God, it is because of oneskin.co. Oh, you look younger than your age. I look younger than my age for one reason and one reason only. Oneskin.co. And if you enter code velvet, it's the only skincare, by the way, that targets the root cause of aging and it reverses the biological age of the aging cell. Isn't that crazy?
I love
That's
it. No,
not an
wait,
ad, people. It's
were
true.
you having hot sex last night? What were you doing? Were you getting like
I,
what if I haven't heard you talk about anyone that you've been out on a date with this summer, by the way?
golly.
He was like, he showed me a picture of this, like, I think he was like this younger, really hot thing out here in LA that was like
Oh.
into you. Did that ever work out? Where are we at?
You know what it is with that hot young thing in LA where I went to the Pendry Hotel? Like, listen, if you're just after daddy's money, listen, when I reinvent myself, besides teaching people a course on like how to be a housewife and what to do in your third year, I am going to teach a course on like if you want to land someone with money, me and Erica Jane are going to start a
Are
course.
you? Oh, you
Listen,
guys would
if
make
you're
a fortune.
right, if you're just interested in
I would do
daddy's
it.
money, that's okay. You have to fake it. Like you have to pretend. Like the wool could be pulled over my eyes if you're hot enough. I'll be like willfully blind, but you gotta pretend when it's so obvious what you're doing here. And it is obvious, I get it, but just pretend, right? Like it's probably was obvious to Tom Girardi what Erica wanted, but I'm sure she was loving and there was conversation. So the hottie that you are referring to, it's just
He was too thirsty
girl.
for daddy's money. It was too
Yeah.
thirsty. And to your point,
Yeah.
I believe Erica fell in love with Tom.
Right.
Really loved Tom. Now the money certainly helps. Of course, it was all stolen, but um, you gotta like you have to finesse the situation, as they say, and you really have to. Yeah, I mean, you know what could only be better is if you, Erica Jane, and Lauren Sanchez, who is engaged to Jeff Bezos,
Lauren
is that woman?
Sanchez. Ah,
Like, she's my dream to meet. How she did it, and her own
she's a good
brother
one.
released nude photos of him and sold stories of him to the press. And she's still engaged with like a $30 million or like a 30-carat diamond. That woman, she has got a magic vagina. I would love to meet her. Like, girl, tell me, what do I have to do to bag? Like, who's available? I mean, I'm married.
Sarah, you're already married with a
I
child.
know. I know. And I do. I have a really good husband. I have a really good man. So it's really hard, but I really wish he was a lot wealthier. If I had it to do over again, I think I would have tried to get with Elon Musk. I don't know.
I mean, that's why people are like, listen, when I say I either need you to be young and really hot, like this guy that you saw,
Yeah.
or age appropriate and really rich, it's not like I'm an asshole. It's just like, guys, it's over for me. Like, I'm not a spring chicken. Like, I've waited this long. So, I mean, at this point, I need you to be young and have a hot body and a cute face, or age appropriate and wealthy. I'm sorry. Otherwise, by all means, life is good here alone.
All right, but I know I just don't want to be the only person going to that hospice center to visit you in 30 years with my kids. Like,
Honey,
we need that young guy that like loves you. We need the Erica. Otherwise, I'm going to be rolling in there. You know, my kids. It's going to be a mess.
you're on a very, very short list of people who will come visit me in the hospice center. Really, truly, at this rate, the list is getting shorter. And 2023, oh, honey, we took some people off the list, darling. Where do you want? I mean, it is the holidays. Do we start with Miss Hilton's Christmas party? Do we start with that?
I'm obsessed with Kathy. I mean, isn't Kathy like, she's a national treasure? Is Kathy, and she's so great on reality TV. Where was she hiding? Why was she never on when Paris and Nicole had this simple life? Why didn't Kathy ever appear? Kathy is television gold.
Let me tell you something. You're going to drop that mic you have there. She was on a show, which I watched on, I don't remember the name of it. It was on NBC. It was after this. It was like after or during The Simple Life. She got it because The Simple Life was such a hit. It was about, I think, like Kathy Hilton's like charm school, like just what the Grand Dame is doing in the real world of starting her Grand Dame school. It wasn't really called that, but it was Kathy Hilton. Google it. It was on NBC. This is why all of a sudden Lisa Rinna is put out to pasture. Were there bots? Did she go crazy? Or did Miss Hilton's long-standing relationship with NBC people have something to do with it? Wow, we are really going back in time with these questions here. But it was on NBC, and it was like something like Miss Hilton and how to be a proper Hilton lady. You got to go watch that.
I would have done anything to be a part of that course. I wish I could. I'm much more Morgan Wade than I am Kathy Hilton. And I'm trying to become Kathy, but I sort of look like Morgan Wade and sound like, well, no, I don't sound like her, but
honey,
I don't like Morgan Wade. But you know what? Okay, I'm jumping all over the place. Let's go back. You made an interesting comment about NBC Kathy and Lisa Rinna.
And look at the things that we could do if we just stop, if all these guests stop coming on this show. The things, guys, we could stay in business for 20 years. We could go watch that with the ideas that we have here. We could go watch that show. We could recap it. I mean, we just we have to do like 15 shows a day here. There's so much content.
We might be moving towards that in 2024.
We might. Stay tuned.
I don't know if look, I think there's two mysteries here at Bravo. One is, did Kathy and the fabulous Rick Hilton, did they call their old pals and lawyers at NBC and say, you know, Rinna with all these threats that, you know, because we sort of all brush over the fact, and Kathy's completely celebrated, including myself. We don't ever know. Did she have this sort of semi-homophobic rant in Aspen where she used the F word? I don't know. I mean, that's sort of the alleged stuff, right? All brushed over.